Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Cole Wulfrun. These are my lovely players who I'm totally not going to traumatize at all. All of the links to their channels and stuff will be in the description below. Welcome back to another episode of Realms of Alovar, Gleaming Wildfire. In the last session, a lot of political stuff happened. Amaryllis got yelled at a lot for being Amaryllis. Strictly that, no other reasons at all. Krios had a little bit of a visitation from his patron, who ordered the heads of some people that are important to other people in the group. Our trusty dwarf Varvara just realized probably that she's like, politics here are different than back home. And Cyrillus and Amaryllis, the siblings, were united again, and Ramses was patient with the people who murdered his dragon. And at the end of the night, a worm and some cultists broke in and attacked the Emperor's palace. And no deaths, but Cyrillus' trusted advisor Uroth was wounded, her trusted bodyguard. And Krios got another visit from his patron, ordering him to kill Uroth. And that his new, let's say, the new person giving him orders so that his patron doesn't have to actively get involved is none other than the general of the Imperial Army. His people's enemies. So, with that's the recap of last session. It was a lot of stuff. But that's what you expect from this campaign. And announcements, nothing really, other than we just to give a shout out to the lovely and talented Cindy Salem, who did all of the character art you see on screen and the overlay, and is going to be doing basic character art for all of the campaigns on the channel, because I give them money and they make me things. And we have no other announcements as of right now. Pyrea will possibly not be playing today. She's having some stuff happen in real life. If anything, we'll get her in after the break. If not, she'll be back for next session. Speaking of next session, we may have a guest player joining next time. But with that, we'll see you guys after our little break here. And then when we come back, we'll get right back into it. Welcome back, everyone, to the campaign proper. Last we left off, everyone was going to sleep after that fight with the worm that had crawled its way in to the kingdom, somehow, the Empire, and made its way to the Emperor's palace, seemingly undetected, which means it had to go through the entire walls of the Imperial City somehow. Maybe the party can do some investigating after they wake up. So we'll start with Cyrillus, since I doubt she got much sleep in the infirmary.
Cyrillus left the house and immediately went to the infirmary and sang and sang and sang and sang until she had no voice left, no tears left to cry. She fell asleep in a chair that is akin to a hospital chair, aka the least comfortable chairs in the whole wide universe.
Yep. Slipped on a couple of those. My girlfriend was giving birth. It was not great. I pulled like 3 of them together because I'm tall. So, Cyrillus, you wake up to a large hand, like, kind of jostling your shoulder. As you see Uroth is sitting up, and he just looks down and is like, "My lady, you should be in your bed, sleeping."
No, no, you don't get to tell me anything right now. You get to solely focus on healing. That's it. That's your whole job.
I am...
It's your whole job. No thoughts. No edit. No thoughts. Healing. It's never here. Gets up.
Oh, he stands up immediately and grabs his axe and puts it on his back. He's like, "All for you, my lady," and then just walks out the door of the infirmary. The doctor's like holding bandages. It's like, well, I don't think he's going to be coming back, so I'm going to save these for later. Next, we'll pan to the person who probably woke up first, Ramses. Ramses, you awaken as most of the rooms were burned, so you were kind of forced to share a room with the two princes.
Oh boy.
You got to sleep in the little ottoman. You got to sleep on the ottoman. Or the floor, your choice.
The ottoman would have been fine.
So you wake up as the princes you hear them kind of whisper arguing about something.
I will make known that I am awake, and I'll sit up and just say, if my lords wish to have a conversation, I can leave the room. It is, I imagine it will be day soon. I can get an early start, as it were.
The Prince Corrigal just comes to us. No, we're fine, Ramses. He looks up at his younger brother and goes, "We'll continue this discussion later. Anyway, it is time we moved on." And he grabs his little decorative sword, puts it on his hilt, and as the little brother grabs his halberd, just looks, grunts at you, and just walks out of the room.
Ramses just kind of thinks to himself, like, well, they certainly have something going on, but if it were my place to know, they would tell me. And he just goes through, gets his armor on. At this point, I think he has attuned to the spear that he was given last session. Because he was fighting with it last night, and I think... or no, he wasn't fighting with it last night. But I think he'll take the spear, and now to go get used to it, he'll find some kind of training ground and just get used to the new balance of it, and hopefully it. I mean, he can tell that it's obviously a very good make, but it's different than his spear, so he'll just kind of go through the motions and get used to this new weapon.
So as you go to the training yard and get used to it and you start attuned to it, it's a little longer but somehow lighter, with a longer blade on the end than spears you're used to. It's got a slicing, it's almost like a sword spear in a way. Like the blade is long enough it could be used as, if broken half, could be used as a sword. And every time you thrust, every time you stab with it, you feel more comfortable with it a lot faster than you normally would with the weapon you're training with.
Now, I know the item description, but Ramses will also set himself up about 20 feet away from a target and just practice throwing it. And I think on the first throw, he throws it and it hits the target, and he's like, okay, it's got a good balance. And as he walks forward to grab it, it moves a little bit and then dislodges from the target. And his first instinct is to raise his shield up, but the spear goes like right back into his other hand. And just sort of, he looks at it and he goes, about that? And then just gets the feel of it returning to his hand. And probably for a good 15 minutes is literally just throwing it in different positions from different ways, and just getting over that anxiety of it flying back towards him.
So as you do that, you're just kind of training out there, and you hear a voice behind you. And how does it feel in your hands, Argos? As Marcus Berkeley's is leaning against the post behind you, just kind of smirking. It's a great weapon.
It is a fine weapon, my lord, and I'll do a shallow bow. One of exquisite make. I did not think the Berkeleys had such fine craftsmen among them. You must have sought out in the other families or houses.
It's kind of like, just like goes, well, we are the second most powerful family in the Empire. We have our ways. But no, that one we thought it'd be fitting for you. We pulled it from, it's made from the tooth of one of your precious dragons. The shaft is made from its scales. Not your dragon specifically. That would be cruel. But a dragon. And my father asked me, what gift can we give to appease Ramses, Lord Argos? And I had the perfect idea. And I'm glad it suits you. As he turns to walk away.
As he walks away, I just call out, my lord. These are dangerous times, and apparently enemies abound even within the walls of our strongholds. It is unwise to go unguarded throughout these lands.
He just kind of lets out a... That's adorable, Ramses. But I'm very capable. If you need someone to guard you while you walk around, by all means I can provide guards if you're afraid and don't believe in your own talent, but... And then he puts his hand on his own spear and just walks back. He goes, by the way, your little group will be meeting for their new assignment soon.
As he walks away, Ramses just like stares at the back of his head, just like gripping the spear, and he's not calling after him, but the response he would have given, he says to himself, and he just says, only a fool does not feel fear and relies too strongly on his own abilities. And just like unblinking watches him walk away until he's well enough out of sight that I will not catch up to him.
Right, and with that, we're gonna pan over to Amaryllis and Krios, who... We'll start with, you were both summoned by the Emperor first, but then as the Emperor and Virilus walks in, Virilus kind of looks at Krios and looks at the Krios. My lord, I was told my brother and I would be deciding strategies, not... generals.
This is my most trusted advisor. I would want him here.
In that
Chris
case...
is gonna... Sorry.
No, go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say, Chris is just gonna nod his head and say, yes, it would be wise to listen to a king, wouldn't it?
And he looks like he wants to say something, but the Emperor shoots him a look, so he bites his tongue. He goes, in that case, I suppose I'll allow in my most trusted advisor. General! And General Berkeley's walks in, looks at Amaryllis, bows his head, he goes, Your Majesty. He looks at Krios, smirks, Lord Halleck here.
Krios just nods his head very curtly.
It's good to see such trusted friends here for negotiations on battle strategy.
I need a fantasy equivalent of fist bumps, by the way. I was trying to think of one. I couldn't think of one.
Just two mage hands fist bump.
Could just be a fist bump.
Can't.
They lay out a map of the surrounding area, and General Burgley just points to us and goes, "This is where the Wyvern's nest is. The strategy I thought would be best is me and my soldiers, accompanied by Lord Tyros and Lord Grigor, will attack their front line, which they appear to have humanoid soldiers among them, wearing armor of black iron. We've seen these knights before, but they didn't used to work for the good dragons.
Good.
The divine dragons. They used to work for flame dragons." He just kind of smirks at Amaryllis and just goes, "I understand if you're apprehensive about facing armies of that caliber. So my suggestion is you take your little squad with... You do have ample frontline protection, and sneak into their nest while we fight, and kill the matron where she sleeps."
I mean, you're volunteering to be a distraction. Shouldn't be a problem.
"Not at all, Your Majesty. Now, what say you, Lord Krios, have any counter-suggestions?"
No counters, but it sounds like you have a pretty clear understanding of the enemy. Do you know their numbers? What type of weaponry they prefer to use? Magic? Their motives, maybe?
These Black Iron Knights, we do not know their motives, but we do know very clearly that they tend to wield blades infused with fire magic and armor with fire defense. They have a few spellcasters among them, but for the most part they are frontline soldiers. They do appear to have Drake and Wyvern mounts, possibly even wormlings. Which is why we'll be fighting in the front. These Wyverns have been causing havoc along the countryside, and clearly are under the thrall of their dragon lords. But maybe in the nest you'll find more to this. My men and I will search as well. You should not encounter any of the knights within the nest, but possibly some definitely the matron, possibly more Wyverns.
Krios will be nodding his head, and partly because of what he learned in the previous day, he's not going to look at the general in the face, but he's going to be looking very astutely at the map. But he'll just nod his head and say, "Appreciate that context. We will be swift as we go to the nest, but no objections from me."
He's going to telepathically and opportunities to execute your commands.
Krios will look up at him. Oh, sorry.
And then he out loud says, "I recommend, Your Imperial Majesty, that they take the bodyguard Ulroth with them to protect Lady Cyrillus as usual." And the Emperor just kind of looks and goes, "Granted."
Krios looks at the general, but he does not say anything.
He just kind of, "Right. Your Majesty, Prime Minister, Lord Krios." And then he walks out, and the room gets a lot less tense as soon as he leaves. Probably mostly from Krios' end. But
Suspicious.
at the point the Emperor just goes, "I have no qualms with this course of action. Amaryllis, Verilis, any debates?"
It's been a long time since I've entered a dragon's nest. I'll be better prepared this time.
Verilis just goes, "Oh dear brother, don't worry, it's only a wyvern's nest. We wouldn't want you to put you out of sorts."
Less talking, Virilus.
"I do believe it is my job to talk, big brother. I'm sorry, your royal majesty." And he bows his head slightly. "Now, if we have our plans sorted. I think you need to gather up your, shall we call them troops, and we will get you teleported near where you need to go.
Krios will look at
nods
him
his
and... Oh, sorry.
Oh, so he just nods his head. He's like, I'm not talking to you.
Krios will look at Varillis and ask, do you cast the teleportation magic?
No, we have others to do that for me. I could, but I have more important things to do than be your taxi service. Taxis
Sure.
are a thing in this world. They're literally a service of people who use their mounts to get people places.
Nice, like it. Krios will nod his head and say, of course, your time is much needed elsewhere.
With that, Your Majesty, I must go meet with the Kholsar royal family. They appear to be, well, let's just say amenable to your and mine. Let's just say our negotiations went well. And he just kind of nods his head and walks out. And as he walks by Amaryllis, you hear in your head, Amaryllis, enjoy the royal treatment while you can, big brother. It won't last long.
So sure of yourself.
I'm just more sure that you will fail, as you always have.
Little do you know.
Meanwhile, Varvara, who slept in,
Of course.
standing in front of you, he kind of shakes her head and goes, Lady Var, it is time to wake up!
Huh? Who's talking?
It is
Who are
I,
you?
Grigor, your trusted friend and drinking buddy.
Ah, what do you want? Let me sleep.
Well,
was a long night.
it's almost time to go. You need to meet with your squad and I guess investigate some things. But I am going off with the main army to be your distraction. And then a plate, which he has procured your morning beverage, which Varvara's morning beverage of choice is coffee and vodka. And
Yes, that's
there is a cup of warm milk. And Grigor takes it and goes, ah, the drink of the gods. And he drinks his milk. Just
Drink
pure
the milk,
raw milk.
You're drinking milk? That's why your stomach is so weak.
It is why my
You must
bones
try
are
this.
so strong. I took that tail
Okay.
strike from that worm and I suffered nary a dent in my scales or my bones. Only my ego was bruised last night.
Gregor, we can fix you. By the time the year has passed, you will have become so strong in your belly, you can drink vodka every single day, 5 times a day, no problem.
On that note, I've thought of a new concoction for the future bar. I call it a
Oh, have you
white.
now?
I call it a white dwarven. You mix the vodka with milk.
Why don't we start with that? Let's get you some milk and vodka together. That might get your stomach going. I'll drink my coffee vodka.
Well, my lady, I prefer not to drink my vodka now, as I am about to have to leave with the army and probably fight some devilish beings. Although, let's not be racist, if they are devilish beings, I'm not going to judge them, they're just being assholes.
Well, you have a nice soul, Grigor. Truce, wake up. It's time to get our day started.
Cat stretches, there's the big cat stretch. Then looks at you and just curls right back up. Typical cat
Okay.
life. Just goes, no.
No worries. Grigor, let Truce sleep for a bit. I have to get myself ready. Varvara's hair situation everywhere is pretty crazy right now. Her beard is like very, very messy. Her hair is all over the place. But not to fear, because Varvara brought her own concoctions that, help make her beard look good. She has conditioners, she has oils, and she has hair supplies. So, Grigor, Come to my bathroom with me. I'm going to fix my beard, and we can talk a little more before you leave. I'd hate to not have a little bit of time with you before we part our ways. Who knows what will happen?
True enough, my lady, but I will endeavor to return in at least one piece, maybe two. But I will return alive, I think.
You think?
I will be traveling with the esteemed Dragoon Company. They are the dragon slayers of this Imperium, led by Marcus Burgles. And I'm going to be in a team with Lord Tyros. The king of the elves, his big red dragon man. Also, is it a little weird that he hates flame dragons, but his, left-hand man is a giant dragon man? Do you think he's scared of him? Do you think he jumps in surprise whenever Tyros walks around a corner?
You know what? I can imagine that. It sounds like the truth, for sure.
Perhaps I shall try to surprise him one day and see if he is frightened of me.
It's canon. Canon now.
About that.
No, what's canon is Tyros is just standing there and Amaryllis turns around and goes, "Ah!" And he's like, been here the whole time. What? So he goes, "We can talk more in the bathroom. I need to brush my scales anyway."
Oh, perfect. We can learn about each other's routines.
He pulls out the coarsest, iron-barred brush you've ever seen.
Like the one you use for barbecues?
Yeah. It's basically a barbecue brush he uses on his scales. Before we do that, we'll pan back to you guys in a second, but we're going to pan back to Amaryllis and the Emperor and Krios. The Emperor's just sitting there and he goes, "Well, we have your battle strategy prepared, but we need to find out how those miscreants got in yesterday, Amaryllis."
Yes, we do.
Indeed.
As such, I'm putting you and your little squad, that is your task until you leave, to investigate. I've already sent Thea to look around. She's very good at, apparently, according to Prince Kogel, she's good at examining things.
Noted.
So, I've sent her to do that, but you and the rest of your crew, that is your task until it is time to be teleported to the Wyverns. And good news, Amaryllis, the Wyverns don't breathe fire.
Yeah.
They spit acid.
It's much preferred.
You have a strange taste for preference.
Don't worry about it.
Krios, would you give the king and I a moment?
Of course. Krios turns to Amaryllis and nods and leaves the room.
Emperor just kind of stands up and he walks over and he removes his crown and he sits down and he goes, "I tire of all of these problematic charades we have to put on." And he snaps and creates another bubble of silence. I know not the truth of what happened with you and your son and your mother and father. Cyrillus swears, she told me last night that you did not know your parents were dead, and if that is so, my condolences. Your father was the greatest prime minister the nation has ever seen. Your brother, though through his faults, is a very good minister. His foreign affairs are lacking, which is why we had to institute the position your sister now holds. But I harbor no anger or resentment to you for fleeing your duty. Personally, as the Emperor, I'm outraged. But as a man, I cannot fathom the loss of a child and a wife. And those losses could lead one to make decisions.
I can assure you I I am angry underneath, but I know that anger only leads to recklessness, and recklessness gets you killed, so I can manage. I've learned how to.
Something else you should know. The reports are unconfirmed, but the rumors of a massive green dragon with a scar over his left eye, as if coming from a lightning bolt, are rumored to be the dragon leading the front lines of the enemy army.
How fate is a cruel thing.
Or a generous one. Perhaps you'll have your chance for vengeance.
Perhaps.
All I will say is this. Ferillis is angry at you, not as a diplomat, not as a prime minister. I will say he feels abandoned. I can, as his childhood best friend, I can speak. You were his idol. He wanted to be you. And when you left, your father said some rash things about you.
Ferillis' family. It'll take time, but we have many, many years to outweigh the gossip. I'll be patient. I can wait. He'll come around.
One thing I can tell you. Cyrilus never lost hope in you.
No. I'm very thankful for that.
There is one thing that woman does exceptionally well, and it is see the best in people even when they don't deserve it. Take care of your little sister out there. And
with my life.
As a personal request, take care of Uroth. I know that your sister and mine past is the past. And I see the way that she may not notice. She looks at Uroth, but I do. I want happiness for your sister. So keep him alive. As one monarch to another, that is a request. I'll not feign to give you commands.
I'll see to it.
And I will keep researching the enemy here and put your brother on that task as well.
He has a very limited imagination. I might suggest someone else who'd be willing to look inward.
Your brother is extremely good at what he does when he has to be. And right now he has to be.
We'll see.
And I noticed something. Also, this is not BS. I rolled an insight check when you're off screen. I noticed Krios averting the eyes of General Burgleys when yesterday he stared him down with daggers. Curious, don't you think?
It's curious, but I trust Krios.
It's not Krios I don't trust. I would not trust Count Burgleys with anything more than battle. I am very well aware of his intentions to steal my throne. His oldest
Perhaps
son...
we have our first person to look into.
We have looked thoroughly. He's very good at hiding his true intentions. If not for his oldest son, Randolph, I would not even know. Randolph opposes him. Marcus, on the other hand, is like a little puppy dog at his heels. Now, I'll not keep you much longer. Now go find out who tried to kill us all last night.
With any luck.
And he offers his hand for a shake.
You get the most delicate, like...
Just the
it's not like a solid, it's just like a...
Hopefully, after this war is over, Silvaron and Heracles can be allies.
Return my son to me, and I We'll see about that.
Working on it. Now, bubble disappears. If that is all, King Amaryllis, I expect you to fulfill your tasks to the fullest. For this coalition's sake. And he goes back and sits down in his big chair and drinks wine. At 8
Didn't give me any wine. How dare you? Where's my morning wine?
The only person who gets morning alcohol is Varvara because her tolerance can handle it.
That's rude.
So, you walk out Amaryllis, and at this point, Cyrillus has caught back up and is waiting outside. And Krios probably never left.
Yeah, Krios is just waiting outside the door.
Oh, man, everything is so wonderful.
And of course, with
It's fine,
Cyrillus standing behind Cyrillus is the towering figure of Uroth. Again, he is caught back up. And he just nods at you. Still visibly scarred from the night before. He's got burns all
Cyrillus?
over his torso now.
Uroth? Yeah.
Your Majesty. Just nods.
We need to find our other party members. We have been tasked with a small favor for the Emperor.
I love that. Love small favors. When we've been tasked with such big things. Yeah, no, small favors feels like a good start. All right. Let's start with where we found the worm.
Okay.
Cool.
So as the four of you head that way, we're going to go back to Varvara and Grigor as he is brushing soot out of his scales. And you see lots of ash just falling out of his scales and little chunks of brimstone. It's like, so, my lady, what did you wish to talk about?
Well, first Varvara looks at him and she just kind of like sneezes because of all the ash going everywhere.
And you are shorter than him, so he's accidentally putting it right on your face. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, my lady.
That's all good. That's all good. You do your thing. And as she's doing that, she's pulling up her little bottles of hair supplies. And she's gonna start to like use some oil and just like brush her beard out. He's like, oh, this stuff is great. I got it all from Horgos. And you can only get it there. It is the best stuff and I will recommend it to anyone who has a beard. What did I want to talk about? I don't know. I guess I'll miss your company, Grigor, and I want to stay with you as long as possible before you have to go.
Well, we've built quite the friendship along the way, my lady, and if it is not too forward of me, I do think you are a great valued friend. And my vassalship under your father, well, it will end soon, but if you'd have me, I would gladly be your knight when you do whatever it is you do when your father dies. I don't know if you're going to be queen or not. Frankly, you have so many siblings, it's confusing.
Oh, that went far, but friendship, that is good. Friends are known in the heat of battle, and we went through two. One, your battle with my vodka, and two, the one that we had yesterday.
You say the battle with the vodka, and he just looks down his eyes at the dark, he goes, the constant battle I will never defeat. Then he looks back up, anyways!
You will get used to it. So, I do have something for you. She will pull up a small bottle of vodka, and she'll gift it to him. And she'll say, this vodka is for you while you're on your travels. Because, frankly, we have to drink together, and with your stomach problems, we can't. So, please, drink every day, one shot, and then we can drink together when you come back. In one piece or two, like you said.
Indeed! Because I also have something for you, and he holds out a kind of looks damp rock. This is the rock from the first bit of vodka we had together. I may have held on to it. But I want you to have it. He puts it in your hand.
She looks at the pebble and kind of like tries to bite onto it.
No,
but,
no, no. It's not the eating kind of rock. It's the vodka kind. If they're not the same.
Oh.
I don't know if they're the same. Are they the same?
I do not think so, my friend, but I wouldn't hold the dragonborn for such a sentimental creature. But I guess I'll take it, and
We Dragonborns
we
come
can
of
look
all...
at it together when you come back.
We Dragonborns may only come in one size, but we come in several shapes and several levels of sensitivity.
And what's yours? High?
In battle, low, but with friendship. Well, I hold friends dear. He kind of looks down. Considering you're the only one I have left after... Well, let's just say some of the common folk weren't fond of my kind after the dragons started attacking, and... Anyway, since we have proven beyond shadow of a doubt that we are not linked to the dragons in any way, the attack stopped. But it did lose friends. And that's how I came to be in the service of her father. Nowhere else to go. But a powerful warrior needs a target to swing their sword at.
As he's saying that, Varvara is kind of already braiding her beard and putting her gold pieces in and kind of looking at the mirror. And she goes, well, my friend, I'm sorry you had to go through that. You're clearly two different species, although you might look a little bit alike. But I'm glad we're friends now, and I'm sure you'll get more very soon. There is a whole horde of dwarves waiting for you back home.
Oh, gods. Godfrey's great flaming testicles, I don't know if I can handle that.
I'm sure you can. By the time we get to know each other better, you'll get to handle all the dwarves in the world. I'm pretty much the toughest one of them all. As long as you can handle me, you can handle all of us.
Just gonna he goes, I will make it my special goal to handle you very well then. Wait a minute! He just... Anyways! And he continues his routine.
Well, Grigor, I think my beard is pretty much done. I'll have my coffee vodka and my favorite rocks. Better hide that pebble somewhere so I don't eat it by accident. Where's your milk?
Here.
You still have it?
He goes here. He takes the rock and he carves his initials into it, which is just GR, and hands it to you.
And Varvara will take it and carve her initials in as well. Now we know that this is not edible. This is for the heart.
Yes! Now, if you wouldn't mind, as usual, and he throws on his armor, he's like, I do need your help fastening things I cannot reach.
Yep, you are a big fellow. And she kind of looks up. And then she'll, like, pull her hands up and start fastening things.
He squats down
Like,
so that she
keep-
can
keep
reach the,
going.
like, so she can reach the shoulder clips and things.
Like, that all in itself is like a workout. But you can't pull diamonds out of a mine without hard work, so we gotta do what you gotta do. How does it feel? All good? Anything is loosening up?
No, everything is perfect. You've gotten very good at this.
Of course. I'm very, very smart.
He just smiles and then
So,
what were you going to say?
oh yeah, no, you go ahead.
He just goes, well, it was great traveling with you, and I'm sure I'll see you back here after the battle. Just gives you a big hug. Picks you up. And just be careful, Varvara.
Varvara's legs are just dangling in the air. He's like, That feels great. I haven't been picked up like that in a while. The dwarves, they can't handle my weight. I'm pretty muscular, you know.
I am
Very
exceptionally
heavy, but
skilled at lifting things off the ground.
And I love you dearly for that. Don't forget your vodka. You know what I told you.
Puts it in his
Better
pack.
heed my words.
And then, gonna be ominous. He
And-
he walks out the door to leave, turns around, and just this little sleep music goes, "Don't worry, my lady. I promise you, I will return unscathed."
He's dead.
Only by your brush, maybe, but everything else, I'm happy with.
Be careful, my lady. And then
And then she waves.
she will what?
And then she waves at him.
He waves, he leaves. And 2 of the player characters are already super close friends and possibly have crushes on the himbos. Listen, I don't blame you, it's himbos. So, oh god, Elden Ring music kicked in right whenever that ominous moment happened. I'm like, oh, that's not even more ominous at all. So, Ramses and Varvara, I'm assuming you guys probably reconvene with your compatriots.
Correct.
You guys walk into the hall where the worm's body is gone. There are still scattered scales, and the dead bodies of the cultists have also been removed. But there are bloodstains, burn marks, a lot of stuff on the ground. How would you guys like to look into things?
And remind me, did the Emperor say when we were supposed to go to this dragon thingy? Dragon?
They're gonna
nest?
grab you and be like, alright, let's
Okay.
go.
Okay.
So
King would just
the,
greet everybody. Good morning.
Hello, my friends.
Hmm.
Good morning. Good day to save lives, I guess.
So the plan for today then is to kill a rather large beast, I assume.
They will summon us when the time is needed. In the meantime, we have been tasked to do a little investigation as to how these wyverns got in yesterday. I personally would like to direct the lead to my sister, who is from here and might have the knowledge to point us in the right direction. I hope.
That's code for Cindy being like, help! Help!
Great question. Kieran, yeah, can I do a history check?
Sure.
I don't know where to start.
19.
19. So you don't recognize this sigil that was on these rings from anything on Telonis. It seems to be some kind of new cult of some sort. But you have heard, with that high history check, of dragon cults from other continents. Specifically looking to resurrect a being known as the Ember Lord. Or Tiamat herself. 2 different people. Ember Lord, Tiamat, 2 different people. These cults were thwarted the last times they tried to arise, but not much else except that worms are different from dragons. You know that. They don't usually serve them. And the worm's body is gone, but if anyone would like to do an investigation check, do it on the mark.
Why not?
Now, Cole, I do not have a very good investigation at all. Would my background specialty of like being a dragon rider and all that, would that give me any type of advantage in looking
Yeah, we
for
can
any
give you
information?
advantage for looking into dragony things.
Yay.
Good.
It's established. He said it. Cock.
Good, because that was only an 11.
I rolled a 16, so that's a 15.
So you can tell the obvious. This was a green flame worm, which are distant relatives of dragons. All worms are male, all wyverns are female. They interbreed a lot, and that's how they make babies. But they're not usually used with dragons. Usually they're far away from each other. Rivals of sorts. And this cult, you do recognize the patterns on their robes from the other night, like thinking back on it. They were people who were trying to, in your kingdom, take your dragons. And your unit killed a lot of them. They did make off with a couple of your dragons. But
It is rather peculiar that these are all in league with each other. These are not creatures that you would typically see working together. So there must be something, either some sort of magical effect or something else. I'm not the most clever person, so forgive me for that. But these cultists, I've seen them before. They breached our stronghold, my order, some time ago, and attempted to make off with eggs and young from our hatchery. And we slew many of them, but it seems not enough. And they did make off with some. So it is very possible that they have other dragons and other draconic creatures with them.
Krios will nod his head, looking at this space where the worm's body once was, but I say I think that's an astute observation, Ramses. And I think you're not wrong to say magic is at play here. That would explain how a ring got in my pocket. I'm not a cultist as far as I'm aware, but someone or something or whoever is close. I think enemies are close.
Suppose my question is, they were able to breach our stronghold all that time ago, and now they were able to bring in somehow this rather large Cole, I'm gonna keep getting drakes and wyverns mixed up, so that might just be a symptom of having a 9 intelligence. I just can't keep them straight. I was never good. But certainly, I mean, I leave the majority of looking into the spellcraft to those of our group who are more practiced in it. I only have a very basic understanding of it.
Well, that is something of it, and when you get close to where the drake's or worm's body was, your spear feels, what's the word for it? Heavier on your back, as if the spear is being pulled to it.
I'll follow the pool.
Spear stabs itself into the spot, and you see the residual blood of the worm that was on the ground get drained into the spear. And the blade seems to get sharper.
Interesting.
But it only does this with the worm's blood. None of the other dried blood stains anywhere else. It doesn't get drawn to any of the mortal or humanoid blood.
Speaking of our companions who are learned in magic, Krios, or perhaps Your Highness, could take a look at this spear. It was a gift to me from the Burgleys, as a sort of peace offering. But I have my reservations about it.
After just seeing that, he absolutely would.
Amaryllis holds back a laugh at the term peace offering.
It is a fine make.
Having known them for many years and never knowing them to offer anything in peace ever.
Yeah. It is a fine make, I will give them that. But this is a gift horse that I would certainly appreciate someone else looking into its mouth.
Okay.
Chris, oops, sorry.
We do.
Who's going to look at it?
We do Arcana check.
Yeah. So,
Could I?
Listen,
Possibly.
both of us.
what do you want to do, Krios?
Would I'm just gonna ask, would Krios be able to get an advantage being a draconic bloodline?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, by the way, that dragon blood is going to play into the campaign.
Shit. This is Arcana, you said?
Yeah. What's with Amaryllis being terrified of dragons but surrounding himself with dragon kin noble?
Keep your friends close. and-
Apparently, he looked at it and saw the dragon bit and was like, no. And it rolled an 8, so yeah, he's no help at all. It's fine.
Rolled a 19.
So, Krios, as you take the spear from Ramses, it's definitely draconic in origin, and you can tell the the scales surrounding it are made of storm dragon scales. So they did lie. It's the same type of dragon, but they're blue storm dragon scale or purple storm dragon scales. But the blade is the interesting part. The blade is made from the fang of a special breed of death dragon called blood dragons. They're basically cannibal dragons.
Oh.
And as you're holding the spear looking at it, in the pommel there is a what looks like just kind of a circle with a line through at the halfway point. And that opens to a dragon's eye. And then the spear teleports back into Ramses' hand without him calling it.
That's fucking sick. So Krios would, taking in all that, will just look at Ramses as the weapon travels back to his hands and say, yeah, fine make indeed. The blade is that of a blood dragon, cannibalistic. But you are right that this gift might have been one of mockery, though great make.
Well, then I will wield it cautiously, although perhaps it can be greater than the sum of its parts, or at least where they come from.
Indeed.
Oh, and remind me, what was the number on your Arcana check, Carrie?
It was a 19.
I would say you can't tell how old the dragon that the scales are on, but the fang was made. The spear blade was made from the fang of an ancient death dragon.
By golly. Okay.
So whoever killed that to get this piece, you might want to. That might require some talking to Lord Burgleys.
Mm-hmm.
From one of you, because you both like him so much.
Chris would share that bit as well. Just looking at the tooth, he would say, "You need a great deal of power to fell a dragon, to use its parts to craft a weapon like that. Great deal of power. Be cautious."
Thank you. It does seem that caution is the name of the game these days.
That it is indeed.
So, Amaryllis, as you are looking down at this dragon spear, and then you glance down at the bloodstain of the worm, you hear what the dragon said to you in your wife's form last night ring out again in the back of your mind.
Dare you? Just gonna walk away for a moment, recollect himself.
And you hear a familiar voice that's not your wife's for a moment. Running away as always.
I'm not running, I'm walking.
Running from me is what got your wife killed, isn't it? I'll see you soon, little prince. Because no king flees from battle.
He's terrified. He's trying to mask it the best he can.
Also, if anyone wants to make insights on that, they can. Specifically, Cyrillus.
Oh, yeah. Like,
So-
Cyrillus noticed when he walked away. Was
Yeah.
like, do I follow?
This is my worst nightmare.
So, but as that's happening, Varvara, Uroth actually walks up to you and he says, Lady Varvara, I have a question. I've heard of a skill
Hello.
involving two very strong people that before you get giant, I could throw you at whatever we're fighting, or once you become giant, you could throw me. This is a 9-foot-tall man saying this to you right now. Who would take our enemies by surprise.
That's what I'm talking about. Love the idea. You can throw me anytime. As long as I can throw you back.
Sounds good. And he just nods, and takes his halberd, puts it on his shoulder, just walks back over to Cyrillus. Says, I like the dwarf.
Me too. She looks like she could throw me really far. At least when she's big.
To be fair, my lady, I feel like most of this group could probably throw you. You are quite small. Except maybe your brother. I don't think he could throw you.
Just
very
like
far.
looks up at him.
Only in jest, my lady.
I would like to do specifically a history check on the castle, on the palace itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has been walking these halls for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
And so figuring out how and where they got in is what she's most concerned about, because this is the place she knows the most. Outside of, like, her family homes.
Okay. Roll it. I'd like to roll it. And then I roll it and get an at 20.
23.
Ooh. You do recall, there is one thing that escaped your mind last night. There is a passage that is a safety passage to get the Emperor and his family out of the palace in worst case scenarios. It's only known to 3 families in the Empire. House Arrakis, House Seraphinius, and House Burgleys. So the cultists,
Cool.
maybe they just found it, but also you know they couldn't have found it from the outside, as it is magically sealed with a 10th level illusory magic spell. That's right. Some people are going to get 10th level spells.
Dang.
Including you guys. At high enough level. There's no Mishra in my world to keep people from doing above 9th level magic. There isn't a Dawn to do it, though. So, you recall that information, And you know that that passageway is in the guest chambers where the attack started.
All right. She like collects herself because this is only getting worse. Everything's going so well. And then she's going to go up to Amaryllis and like place her hand on his shoulder. And she's gonna keep her voice low, but not like so hushed that she doesn't mind being overheard. Amaryllis, do you remember when we were young? And Virilith and the Emperor were best friends, and remember there was a party, but something happened, and the family was in danger, and they took Virilith through this passage to the outer walls of the city.
I vaguely remember.
That passage is the only feasible way they could have gotten in. That passage starts in the guest wing. And then from there, she just kind of like lets go of his shoulder and like turns and like leaves. She just goes.
Uroth immediately follows.
Cyrillus. Amaryllis is gonna follow after her too. Just like.
I guess we're going this way.
Oh, no.
So as you guys are led in, you see that there is a lot more carnage than you guys even realized, 'cause in different ways. Most of the rooms are burned or destroyed. They're still cleaning up the bodies of the servants. They did not get to all of them last night. And as you guys walk through, Cyrillus, you come to where the tunnel is, and it is completely uncovered, which is normally hidden.
No. Oh, no. She is smiling because if she doesn't smile, she will cry right now. She's gonna wait for everyone to catch up, but she is going to do an investigation check on, like, the fact that it's open, that she can see it.
Investigation, go ahead. Varvara is just over there like, let me hit the bad people.
18.
18? Okay. You notice that the runes that are very, very discreetly inscribed along the wall, one of them has been completely destroyed and replaced with a draconic teleportation rune.
Well,
With Ramses, you and Krios would both definitely instantly recognize that rune as well.
That's a draconic teleportation rune.
Indeed, it is.
And the seal being completely uncovered when it normally isn't just means that the illusion spell has been shattered and replaced.
Cyrillus, remind me who has access.
She's like taking it all in and just goes, House Harkos, Seraphinius, and Berkeley's.
And then, as a good little soldier, Uroth reads off Marcus Berkeley's, Randolph Berkeley's, Christoph Berkeley's, the Emperor, the Dowager Empress, the Emperor's mother, and He looks at
Virilis.
Cyrillus Seraphinius and Virilis Seraphinius.
Virilis.
Now, Cyrillus, one thing that pops in your head is the Dowager Empress has been missing from court for the past couple weeks. The Emperor just claims she's been ill. But he and his mom are very close, so... She's always been very mean to you, specifically. Because she doesn't think you're a good fit for her son.
On that we agree.
Yeah, but she's rude about it. Oh, that roleplay's gonna be fun. Anyway. So as you guys are looking at it, a little head pops up behind you. And what are we looking at? And Thea has just popped up behind you guys. That's a tunnel. You walk through it?
Is indeed, and it should not be visible to us.
She pulls out a blue crystal from her pocket. She's like, was this supposed to be there? And it is the focus for the spell has been cracked.
Where did you find that?
There's this really fancy room that the Emperor gave me access to that has like a lot of magic items in it. Really fancy ones. And this thing was broken in on the floor, so I thought it was important.
A lot of magic items.
Well, it is an empire. I'm pretty sure they have a lot of fancy stuff. Don't you have a vault full of fancy stuff in Silvara?
I don't know, I might.
Yes. Okay.
I ain't gonna tell you.
Who else has access to this room?
I don't know. And Uroth just goes, normally only the Emperor, his mother, and the Prime Minister, but on certain occasions the General is permitted to enter.
Burgleys, again.
The three most influential families in the Empire are the three that are allowed constant access to many things. The Emperor's family, your King's family, and the General.
Noted. Krios will walk over to Bavada. First, he's gonna like quickly sniff like morning coffee with vodka.
You know it, Krios. We've been friends forever. You know what I drink for breakfast.
Why don't you bring
You
me
want
some?
some? I have
Yes.
some left over.
Please.
Ah, perfect.
After last night, I could
Such a
absolutely.
refresh.
Um,
Okay, here you go. She
Thank you,
starts
friend.
pouring it into shot glasses.
Oh, cheers and just down that. Do I have to make a Constitution save on that?
Yes, because it is dwarven vodka in the shot glass.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
You get +3
Because you're next to Ramses.
because I'm sleeping there.
That is a 12.
You're tipsy already.
Okay, bet. Okay, cool. We
Oh
can work with that.
no.
We can work with that.
Vodka in the morning on an empty stomach.
Kyrus is gonna grimace but nod his head and say,
So
"Good
y'all haven't even
stuff."
had breakfast yet.
But he's gonna nudge Bavada and go, "What do you make of all this? These royal houses, secrets, secret tunnels, passageways."
It is all quite suspicious, I gotta say. But to be honest with you, I just want to hit something. My hammer is waiting, but there is no action.
Mm.
How about
Kyrus is
you?
going to
What do you think?
definitely understand you wanting to hit something. I feel similarly, and he'll like get a little closer and kind of try to hush say this to Bavada. We're going to be splitting up later. I want you to keep an eye on the folks you'll be joining. Just, if you see anything weird, share that secret between friends, yeah?
Oh, I could never have any secrets with you, you know that. We've been through a lot.
And Krios
We've had our own secrets.
will nod his head and say, I would never keep secrets from you either. And take a step away and look back at the tunnel and the magic stuff.
Friends, shall we go? And she's like holding her hammer in the air.
Uroth raises his hand. We don't know where that goes. And we're supposed to go kill wyverns. Right?
Well, let's go wherever the wyverns are.
Would it?
Please?
Remind me, because COVID brain is like, okay, the same general I just talked to in the room is the general word. Okay. General Berkeley's, right?
Berkeley.
Okay. Berkeley's. Got this. Names.
So, it's at that moment that a well-dressed young man, probably in his like 30s, he's got nice eagle's wings on his back, humanoid looking, with jet black hair and bright blue eyes, short beard, and he just looks up. And you all must be King Amaryllis and his cohorts? Randolph Burgleys, if it please you. The Emperor has sent me to collect you all for your teleportation to go and kill the thing in its nest while my father does the frontline fighting.
Ah, Randolph Berkeley's. How convenient.
Yes? What's Marcus done now?
He just steps back and points to the tunnel and goes, what do you make of this?
That is a tunnel!
Yes.
Randolph, they know.
You'll forgive me. I've been gone from court for a while. Which to realize, Randolph is the oldest son of the general, and he is the fighty boy. He likes to go out and fight in wars, and he likes to go be on the front lines. He commands the Dragoon legions typically, and he was fighting in the north up until recently, and he returns. My father insists on fighting, so I have to run the house duties.
Cyrilla's just kind of like edges her way from like the very front, right, like closest to the tunnel, to now the back. It's like, Randolph, it's fine. Randolph has been away up north, wasn't it? Fighting all of those wars your dad insists that we be in.
You mean fighting the dragons who have conquered the north?
I mean, most recently, sure, yes. But it's been a really, really long time since you've been at court. You remember vaguely, I'm sure, when we were very young, how our family and your family and the Emperor's family, the Imperial family, all knew about that one secret tunnel that led to the outside of the city, that no one else is supposed to see, that we can all see. Isn't that nice?
You just gonna listen. I don't have any idea what happened with that. I got here this morning. Father relayed to me what happened last night, but I'll be sure to alert the Emperor of this oversight.
I would like to make an insight check.
Sure. And that's
Beautiful.
what
Now
claims
one,
against
I'm
my...
choosing not to believe.
And as you instigate against my father, Cyrilus, you know very well that I vocally oppose many of my father's commands. But he is the general, head of my house. You know what it's like to have to listen to the head of your house, whether you want to or not.
I sure do. I sure do.
Anyways, the Emperor awaits you... Well, not the Emperor. The magistrate awaits you in the courtyard for your teleportation to the nest. Oh, by the way, Uroth, you're commanded to join. Of course, my lord, I would not go without my lady. Not let my lady go without me. Father's orders.
Of course.
We shall return to this when we're finished.
I will alert the Emperor and my father and the Prime Minister about what has happened. Don't give me that look, Cyrillus. You know I have to.
Hold your horses, man. I'm gonna cast a 3rd level charm person.
Ooh, on a paladin? That's brave.
I'm a bard. I have those kind of cojones.
What's the save?
15?
For wisdom, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. You try that, and he sees your eyes kind of light up, and he goes, Thought we had passed this, Cyrillus.
You cannot blame a girl for trying.
I can't. My father might, but good thing I don't tell him everything. I'm not my brother. He goes, anyways. And then he sees the spear Ramses has. Where did you get that?
It was a gift from your family.
Lord Argos.
Burgleys.
Looks at the spear and goes, in my father's attempt at an apology, which I assume was more my brother's idea, I wholeheartedly actually apologize for what happened. I told my father that your dragon riders were not in league with the enemy, but I was not around to stop them. I apologize.
What a shame that you were not, my lord.
Careful with that thing. It's a good spear. Just dangerous.
Duly noted, my lord.
And he just walks away and looks at your group and just goes, well, I'm off. Head to the courtyard. And he leaves. And Uroth walks up to Sis and goes, are you alright, my lady?
Thank you.
Shall I commence with the pranks on him?
That won't be necessary. But maybe on Marcus.
Wet socks for his morning it is then. And then he kind of looks at your group and he kind of like pats Krios on the shoulder. He's like, I've heard great things about you, Halakir. Quite the combatant. Cannot wait to see your magic in action.
You do me a great honor, sir. And I've seen you as well on the front lines, putting your life on the line for Cyrillus. It's deeply admirable. It's a pleasure to fight along your side.
I gotta give him a different accent. Yeah, well, it'll be a pleasure to fight alongside you.
Likewise, friend.
And he just walks back to Cyrillus and goes, shall we?
Aye.
So you guys walk back to the courtyard. There's no entourage to meet you. The Emperor's not there. There's just a lone mage. As soon as he sees you, he conjures up a portal. But on the other side of the portal, you can see on the other side, it is a dank, dark corridor. It appears to be within a hill or small mountain. He just goes, this tunnel leads to the top of the mountain. Be wary of the acid.
Thank you, sir.
Just bows. And you notice that he has had his eyes removed. And a mark of an X on his forehead. Which is what they do to criminal mages here sometimes. Depending on the act they commit.
Well then.
so that they can't turn their spells on innocent people. And he just opens the portal. Do you all enter?
Yeah.
Few deep breaths first. Yeah.
So as you all enter the portal, the warmth of the south of the Harakas Empire is cut completely as soon as the portal closes, and the biting cold of the inside of this mountain hits you. And you notice green liquid dripping in this tunnel. And with that, we're going to take a break. So when we get back, they get to explore this tunnel, find the nest, and possibly fight some wyverns. So, with all that, we'll see you guys after the break. Welcome back, everyone. The party's in a doom tunnel. So as you guys walk through this tunnel, the dripping down around you, it lands on Uroth's shoulder, and his shoulder starts to... He just looks at it and goes, "Oh, that's a problem. I think it's acid."
I just raise my shield over my head, and whoever happens to be standing next to me. Actually, you know what? I think Ramses should probably make sure he's next to Amaryllis.
Protect the king.
Protect the king.
Oh, I see. You couldn't be his vassal in the last campaign, so now you...
You can't get away from me, Cindy.
Cindy keeps making royalty characters, and Jake just keeps being like, "My lord." Jake is, "My lord."
Our dynamic.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, God. Well, hopefully this character of Val's doesn't have the same dynamic as her character in the last game, because I don't think anyone could stop Varvara like they could Elle from brutal decapitations. So, you make it through the tunnel, and as you guys come out, you see what is on the screen. A nest.
There's some
May I
big
propose
eggs.
we move forward quietly? I'm not very quiet. I'm wearing plate armor, but you know.
So you guys walk up to the nest, and you see 4 wyverns, normal-sized wyverns, sleeping in this, like, underbrush with massive trees. And at the top you see massive purple eggs, and tucked along them is a wyvern larger than a dragon.
Krios will go to Amaryllis and very quietly say, "How are you feeling, Your Grace?"
Can I cast calm emotions on myself?
Yeah.
I will say with me standing next to you, here we go. Let me put my class features. You are, I believe, you are immune to. Yeah, you can't be frightened.
You're immune to the frightened.
Oh.
You're immune to the frightened condition, but you can
But-
definitely still feel fear.
Yes.
And everyone give me stealth checks if we're trying to be stealthy about this. Oh, that means Uroth gets one.
Is it dark in there, or it's just regular?
No, y'all are out on the top of this mountain now.
That was a nat one.
Just in case.
You get +3 to your saving throws, being close to Ramses.
Well, this
Yay.
was a saving throw.
Oh yeah, stealth check. Well, Uroth
I had
has.
that one as well.
Oh. So I'm gonna say what happens. Uroth got a nat 20. He's stealthing. He's covering Cyrillus, and then Amaryllis just seeing the wyvern, and Varvara clonk clonk clonk, and all of the wyverns just raise their heads.
I feel like as soon as Krios asked Amaryllis, "How are you doing?" he's like, "I need a moment." He turns around, probably walked right into Vivara, making a big old boom.
And with that,
Oh man.
Initiative.
roll initiative, everybody.
Whee!
Oh my gosh. Today is gonna be a bad roll day. It's fine. Everything is fine.
Nice.
All day.
So with that, the alpha wyvern raises its head, and she looks down at your group, and she in your minds. So in Draconic. So who here speaks Draconic?
Oh, I don't remember. Let me see.
I think Krios and Ramses is...
You
Dragon
hear.
Rose.
You hear. More scum to take my babies. Feast, little ones. As the other 4 wyverns, the juvenile wyverns, raise up their wings, and the alpha wyvern raises her wings out and roars. And let's see your initiatives. Ramses.
18.
Okay. Krios.
19.
Cyrillus.
Dragon rogues.
17.
Amaryllis. Varvara.
1, 2, 3.
And I'll roll for Thea.
We're good. We're doing great now.
The rogue. That's bad for the rogue. So pull up her sheet real quick. She got a nat 1.
Oof.
Oh, I forgot how much we talk. Character sheet. Okay. No. Okay. So, Pyrea's initiative, or Thea's initiative is 8. And Ulroth, 15. The Alpha Wyvern, 20.
No.
The Wyverns.
I'm gonna tell the Alpha Wyvern that those studies were erroneous and that she's not actually an alpha. It's science.
The Wyvern Matron, how about that?
Okay, you know what? I'll take that.
And then for the regular Wyverns, they got a 17 as well. What's your dexterity, Cyrillus?
17.
So they will go before you, because they have 18 dex.
Jinkies.
So the initiative order will be the Wyvern Matron, Krios, Ramses, the other 4 Wyverns, Cyrillus, Ulroth, Thea, who got a nat 1, and then Amaryllis at the end. Okay. So Big Mama Wyvern, she is gonna fly right here.
Hold on, wait, where's Varvara going?
Varvara... Oh, I'm sorry, Varvara goes first. I'm wrong.
Uh-huh. I caught you at the misdeed.
You're cooked.
How could you do this? Okay. So that means Varvara gets to go first. What great times for us. Let's see where I am. 13, 40 feet. Then we have this one. Are those eggs also damageable, or...?
They are...
Good call.
Okay. So let me see if I
Oh
can
no, why
hear.
the dumb barbarian gets to go first. Well, maybe not dumb. Thea's not stupid. Or not Thea. Varvara's not stupid.
So first Varvara is going to move. Let me move her. Hold on. How much is this? Okay, perfect. 25 feet in here. Let's see. Yes, I can reach them all. And she is going to use her Hammer of Runic Focus. Let me just get into it here quickly. And as a bonus action, I get to expend 1 charge of my hammer and slam the ground, and anything in the 15-foot radius is going to get... I get a +3 on attacks on them. So I'm going to slam my hammer, and now I can punch anything in this area. And I'm going to use my... let's attack... I'll attack the main guy, just for fun.
The biggin?
Oh yeah. Why not? And I'll use reckless attack. I can do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can get advantage in this, so let me roll on the hit. Hello? You working? Okay, so that was 13, and then the second one will be... Sorry, my Wi-Fi here is getting a little bit bad at times, because it's a cottage Wi-Fi. Okay, I rolled 13 twice, so it's a 13 to hit.
13 plus... Did you add your modifier? You should have an add to hit on your weapon.
Hold on. 13 plus 9. It should be plus 9, sorry.
22?
So it will be 22, yeah.
22 hits. A 13 would not.
Perfect. Thanks. Okay, so perfect. So I will use my hammer.
Or as my daughter would say, hammer. I might be a little biased, but she's the cutest kid in the world.
Remind me, Cole, which damage roll do I use? There is the one with the bludgeoning sign, and then one below it that's just gray. Which one am I using?
So
the one at the top,
one's one-handed. One is one-handed. The D8 is one-handed. The D10 is two-handed. And I imagine you're two-handing your hammer.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Let's go with the D10. Okay, so 7 plus 5, 12, and I get a plus 3 bonus, so it's a 10.
10 damage?
Yep.
Okay. 10 damage to the Wyvern. That's your first attack?
Yep.
Remember, you do get 2 attacks.
I do. Okay. Perfect.
Yep, barbarians
even though I
get...
use my bonus action to...
Yeah, your attack action... as a barbarian, you get 2 attacks per action. So it's just 1 action for 2 attacks.
Oh, sweet.
And yeah, I know you're new to barbarians, but
okay.
luckily,
So let's go second attack.
They might be your DM's specialty. What?
That is perfect, because... Okay, so should I... Let's try attacking the Wyvern behind me as well, just so we have some...
The little fella.
Other damages in there as well, and... Just a little fella. And roll. Sorry, it literally takes like an eternity for the rolls to work here. Okay. 7 again. Let's take a look. Okay, 7. Actually, I get a plus 5. So on the other one, it was also a 12 plus 3. It's a 15. Both attacks are 15.
15 to hit. That does not hit.
Oh, sorry.
Oh wait, actually, 15 does hit. Sorry.
Hold on. No. It was. Hold on, Cole. 15 was the damage roll for the one before, because I miscalculated, and then to hit this wyvern... Hold on, let me roll this again. Let me try it on my phone instead, because it's very slow.
It's always fun also jumping into a new class at a higher level.
Yeah. Well,
I know.
At least Barbarian's mostly pretty simple, so like, it's not like she's jumping into Druid at level 10 or anything.
They got a lot of those random numbers.
I know.
Yeah,
True.
slashing, bludgeoning,
Okay, let's go.
elemental.
And then there's Cindy, who went, I'm going to jump into a Sorcerer at level 10. The probably second most complicated spellcasting class outside Druids.
Sorcery gang.
Sorcerers are good, and 2024 D&D is going to make them busted with that extra meta magic stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to play more.
And the fact that Draconic Bloodline Sorcerers are now just going to get to summon a dragon for free.
Yeah, I'm really curious how that's gonna play out.
Well, it's the spell. It's going to be the spell Summon Draconic Spirit. They're just renaming it
Right.
to Summon Dragon.
Alright, so the hit for this one is 13 plus 3, because I actually get another plus 3 bonus on attack rolls as well, so it's a 16 for the Wyvern.
That hits.
Perfect, and now we can roll the
Bonk him.
damage.
Bonk him proper.
How so much better. So it's a 12 plus 3, another 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right? No more attacks from me?
Yeah, you get your... So as a martial class, keep in mind you have your action, which is for your 2 attacks, or something else you'd like to do. Bonus action, which for you, most of the time probably going to be raging, and your movement. But...
Okay.
And with that, it's now Big Girl Wyvern's turn. Because all Wyverns are female, so she's a girl boss. She's going to fly down and perch right here. And...
Cole, that's too close. I think you meant to go back.
No, not at all.
It's a little too intimate.
I don't know about that.
So she is going to stare down the party, and her eyes are going to turn green for a moment. And first thing she's going to do is use her frightful presence, but since you are all within range of Ramses, except for Varvara, you're immune to being frightened, but Amaryllis, you still feel fear. Varvara, I need a wisdom saving throw.
That it's only creatures within 10 feet of me.
Everyone's within 10 feet of you. Oh no, Thea's not.
Yeah, Thea and Krios. Krios? Sorry.
Oh, he's not in 10 feet, it's 15. So Krios and Varvara, I need wisdom saves.
Got it.
Thea passed.
I got an 18.
That passes. Varvara. Did you get that wisdom saving throw for me, Varvara? I can't hear you if you're talking.
My mic was off. 11.
11? Oh, so you
Yeah.
fail. So you are frightened and cannot move closer to the wyvern. But since it's right on top of you.
I think that's a whole thing.
Yeah, Varvara is this subclass of barbarian, does not get the immunity to being frightened until a much higher level. So, now, for its attacks. It's going to save its breath weapon. And it's going to do its 4 attacks. First, it's going to bite Ramses. I am going to take a guess that a 26 hits.
That'll do it, yeah.
Okay, let's get those 2 d12s. 9 plus 8, 17 piercing, and 5 acid damage to you.
23.
Next is Amaryllis. You get to take the claw attack.
I will use my reaction with my protection fighting style to impose disadvantage on this attack.
Okay. That's a d12. What am I doing? Okay. Well, with advantage, with normal roll, that would have been a nat 20, but with disadvantage, it's a 7. So that attack looks like it's going to just cleave down on Amaryllis, and Ramses' shield just, boom! He holds up a shield, blocks the attack, and it misses Amaryllis. And then the second claw comes down on Krios.
He will remember this.
That is another 26 to hit.
I'm gonna react with a shield.
Would that put your AC above 26?
How much does shield give you?
Plus 5, I believe.
Oh no, it will not.
It does last till your turn, so.
Yeah, last till your next turn, so you can use that.
Yeah, I'll still use it.
So you use your shield, and you think it goes, and then the claw just dips through, hits you right in the shoulder.
Ow.
For this is only 2d10 damage. 6, 16 plus 5. That's 21 piercing.
Shinkies. Okay.
And then its last attack is... It is going to... You're going to see a little bubble pop up in its neck. And it's going to spit acid at Cyrillus. And Uroth is going to do his thing.
No, Ura! Oh,
And use his reaction to switch places with you as he... Let's see if it hits him. It does hit him
of course it does.
for 12, 11, for 34 acid damage, and he hadn't gotten a chance. It's 3d12 raw damage, and it got a 12, 11, 11.
Jesus Christ.
And he hasn't got a chance to rage yet, unfortunately. But he has a lot of HP, so he should be fine. And the Wyvern is going to... Its eyes are going to glow again. And it's going to bonus action. Actually... Oh, no, can't do that. I'm sorry. If it does all 4 attacks, it cannot do that bonus action. It's just gonna... wait. And it looks like it fans its pale wings out. Looks like it's readying something as acid drips from its wings. And now we're moving on to the next in initiative, which is Krios, then Ramses, then the rest of the Wyverns.
Alrighty. Excuse me. So I'm gonna pop a Quicken spell to start, and Krios is gonna come out hot, or should I say cold? But he's gonna use Ice Storm on the Wyvern, or the what was it? The matriarch, the matron,
yeah.
Worm. It's a 20-foot radius, but is there a way to like ping on like Roll20, like the?
You can do this.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, click and
Oh,
hold.
perfect. Okay. So
go to the measure tool, and you can click circle and span out 20 foot.
wait, which one's the measure tool? Ah, here we go.
Yeah. And you can click it into a circle in the options.
Got it. Thank you.
Make sure it's on snap to center, and you can go out 20 foot radius. So you can try to position it where you won't hit Varvara.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which circle. Yeah, there you go. That's a nice circle.
Yeah,
That's not. We'll do it like over here.
Nope.
Oh, that's
Move it a little bit more.
Let's do.
There you go.
There we
Oh, you
go.
hit the egg too. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's 2 eggs in that. So I'm thinking. All right. How do I like keep it set? I'm so sorry. All right. So this is the area I'm looking at. Do I have to like hold that in?
Nah, I'll remember.
Okay, got it.
Or I'll draw. Here, let me
Cool.
keep that there for a second.
No problem.
Oh, that's not gonna work. Yeah. That is not going to work. That's okay. I will draw freehand.
I'm sorry for the radius spell, y'all.
Just to remember, as long as it's in this. This is terrible looking, but whatever. Okay, you can stop.
Thank you.
That is the radius for the ice storm. Listen, trying to do this
Awesome.
with the mouse is rough.
That's totally valid. So that's a dex save is 16 for that one.
Big Wyvern's gonna pass that.
Okay.
Little Wyvern gets a nat 1, so auto fails.
Okay.
And the 2 eggs auto fail because they can't pass the saving throw. So roll your damage.
All right, cool. So for the big wyvern, since it's saved on the dex throw, it's 2d8 of bludgeoning, and that's 8 damage.
Okay.
And then you said the rest failed.
Yep.
Okay, so that's gonna be 2d8 for bludgeoning. So I guess I could. Should I do it by wyvern?
It's only the 1 Wyvern and the 2 eggs.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so for the Wyvern, gonna be... All right, 3 bludgeoning damage, accompanied with 46 cold damage. Oh god, 20 cold damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
And we'll use that same damage for the eggs as it comes crashing down, and both eggs crack, burst open, as you see weird mutated creatures in the eggs. And the matron just turns to see it, and she, in her mind, screeches, and those of you who can speak Draconic, she goes, "No, future of dragonkind." And then her eyes immediately turn to Krios, and she just goes, "You will die." And she's got a legendary action, and she is going to... Her mouth is going to... You're going to see her scales briefly turn green. And from her head, when she opens her mouth, her head briefly looks like a green dragon's. And she's going to breath weapon as a reaction. Only hitting you. But I need a dex save from fire damage.
Dex save from fire damage, okay.
This is not a often thing she can do, but I was like, oh, they're not going to break the eggs for a while. Instantly break the eggs.
That's a 12.
Okay, so this is a green flame dragon's breath weapon, so that is gonna be... I'm just gonna roll this on D&D Beyond, because this is gonna be a lot of damage. That is going to be... 10d6.
Hey, what's
Fire.
your hit die?
I have like 90 is my max health.
Yep, this dragon. So let's go ahead and get that.
My body. I was really hoping it was going to be AC because I'm like temporarily sitting on 22 right now. But
that is going to be 43 fire damage.
okay.
And the flames that burst forth are green and yellow. The same flames, appearance-wise, that Amaryllis recognizes. And she turns, and in her mind you hear, "My dragon mate will flay your countries for this."
Krios having taken that damage is still going to be... I mean, he's going to be shaken up. Maybe it's pure adrenaline running through his veins at this point, but he will say to this dragon in Draconic and say, "You call those eggs your future, but if you look closely, you'll see your future will be very similar to your children." As he coughs up blood.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Ooh, hell yeah. That's an 18.
Okay. Well, you succeeded in pissing her off and intimidating her, meaning she's going to have her attacks focused elsewhere. As she just turns, "You want to see what it's like to lose those you love." And she turns her gaze to Amaryllis first. But that was a legendary action. It is still your turn.
And
You just did your action. You just did your bonus action with a quicken spell.
Bonus action. Bonus action, Sleet Storm, and then Krios is going to turn to Ulrath and say, "I can't wait to see what you do." And he casts Haste on Ulrath.
Okay.
And I'll end Krios' turn.
Alrighty. So with that brings it to Ramses. You're muted.
So I am. First thing I am going to do is cast Shield of Faith on Amaryllis. I'm gonna give you a +2 to your AC. I don't know if it'll help, but hey, it's the thought that counts.
I love that. +2 to AC?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And then I'm gonna do something probably stupid, so bear with me for a second. I'm gonna put a little marker on myself so I know I'm concentrating. There we go. I am going to. I'm gonna step away from this, from the matron.
Okay.
And walk back towards this juvenile wyvern back here.
You don't take an attack of opportunity because that's still in her reach.
Cool. Love that. Not cool. I'm an experienced dragon rider. Wyverns are technically a species of dragon. I would like to do an old trick that Ramses knows works on young dragons, and hook my 2 fingers into the wyvern's nose and bring it down. And I would like to see if perhaps I can assert my dominance using dragon rider tricks to make this wyvern let me use it as a mount.
Oh,
If c'est possible.
Roll me intimidation.
Earlier at the beginning of the session, Carrie had mentioned we have inspiration, or was that a?
Yes.
What is that? Is that an extra die, or
That is a re-roll of a d20.
cool?
If you fail, if you want.
We'll see how this goes then. I have a +7.
Double nat once. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's a 25.
The wyvern backs down instantly, and yeah, you succeeded.
I think it is like in as I've been watching House of the Dragon. It is that like fingers hooked in the nose, bring its head down, and then just in Draconic, I just say obey, and I get on its back.
Dohyrus Vegar, Likiri.
Likiri.
Just definitely not Vagar in this case.
Yeah, for sure. And if I may, I don't know, I assume that's my action. If I could then possibly just have the wyvern fly, just pull on the spines of the back of its neck so that it flies straight up in the air to hopefully draw some attention away from the others.
Okay. Alrighty. That's your turn?
That is my turn.
All of the little wyverns' turns, including the one Ramses is riding.
Yeah, I don't know how long this is going to last.
This first one is going to just go for Varvara. So Varvara, you're going to take 2 possible attacks. First is just a little bite. Does an 18 hit?
No, it doesn't hit.
Okay. Next, for its stinger tail. If an 18 didn't hit, that doesn't hit either. So they both it misses you twice. This little guy over here is gonna fly around to Krios's to Ramses' new little buddy. And this guy here, he's just gonna fly up here. And for Ramses, for your new buddy, I'm going to do a saving throw to see if he breaks out of your control. No, that's a natural 1. And the other wyvern is going to attack you on his back. That does not hit. I can already tell you. But I think a natural 20 hits.
It does. I am, however, wearing adamantine plate, so it is a normal hit.
You knew me coming into this campaign. You were like,
Man, this ain't my first rodeo.
Okay, so that's going to be 17 piercing and 4 acid. And then your wyvern is gonna bite it back. Miss. Stinger tail hits though.
Yay.
Well, that's funny. Max damage. So 25 piercing.
I picked the best one.
But no acid, because they are immune to acid. And then this last one is first going to try to bite Amaryllis. Does a 15 hit?
Nope.
Okay. And now for a stinger tail coming at Cyrillus. A 19 on the die probably hits. Okay. Okay.
Just for the books, pass my concentration check.
Okay, I was about to ask. So that's 22 piercing damage, Cyrillus, and 9 acid. And Uroth had already used his reaction, so he couldn't jump in the way again. But he sees this, and he's not happy. And that's the little wyvern's turn. It's your turn, Cyrillus.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna need to give me those numbers again, though.
For the damage,
Yep.
22 piercing and 9 acid.
Cool. Rude. Such a high acrobatics. Why? For what? I'm sorry, a train is going by and now I have not a single brain cell left in my entire head. Geez, I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds, 5th level.
Okay.
Because that needs to happen.
Okay. On who?
So I've got it. I can pick 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere.
Yes.
Cool. So Krios and Ramses and Uroth and Amaryllis and Valvara and myself.
So the whole party except Thea, because she hasn't been hit yet.
Yeah.
Okay, roll me
'Cause I
that.
get you up to 6.
Roll me that healing.
It's 3d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is 3.
Okay.
Hopefully. Yeah. What is it? No. There's a cat meowing outside my house, but they are not meowing at me.
Okay. So how much healing? 3d8 plus 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you roll that for me?
Oh, sorry. Jesus.
I have you roll the healing, so if it rolls good, you get the praise. If it rolls bad, you get to feel bad.
15.
15. Okay. Okay. Uroth did not need that very much, but he's thankful for it. All right. Is that your turn?
And also, we're gonna throw some bardic inspiration on Uroth, because
Okay.
He
Good.
seems hell-bent on doing stuff.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay, it is now Uroth's turn, and he would like to rage. Bonus action rage, and then he's going to hold up his halberd because he can reach the wyvern in front of you from here. He's going to say, "My lady, your majesty, duck." And as you guys duck down, you just see a halberd twice whack, whack at the wyvern that attacked you. For the first 2 attacks of his 4. That's going to hit for 15 slashing. Poor little guy. And then second attack. Critical hits definitely hit. And that's a 12 on the die. So adding all the damage together, 12 plus 9 is 21 times, so that's 44 damage. And he cleaves this wyvern's head clean off.
Rock and roll.
Then, as he kills that one, yeah, that thing had like 47 HP at the start of the turn. He overdid it. Then he's going to turn and swing at the big wyvern as he steps forward. And he's gonna miss that one. And that one will hit for only 11 damage that time. Hasted barbarians are dangerous. And that's Ulroth's turn.
Forgot you cast haste, and I was like, he could do all that?
Yeah, he got hasted by. Now we have Thea, and then Amaryllis. So Thea is gonna turn invisible, bonus action. And they go, bloop, and then she's gonna throw a dagger.
Please don't hit me.
Let's see if she gets a nat 1. She didn't get a nat 1, she got an 18, which just misses.
Thank God.
So, Thea does nothing.
Bless her.
And then, that's her turn. Amaryllis, it's finally your turn.
Whee! Okay.
Big parties take a lot of
Trying to
time.
go through all these spells. Okay, I want to. Since the one next to me is dead, see if I can cast. I don't know how to draw a circle, but that one up there next to Vivara and the big guy, a 20-foot radius to cast synaptic static, for psychic energy to explode there. These 2 guys, yeah.
That would hit Vivara.
Just below Vivara. Just below, if I could position it below Vivara, I did.
The problem is you can't position it below Varvara without hitting Krios. And Thea.
No! Okay.
Wait, actually, let's try.
Oh, what?
Let's try.
Oh, that's bigger than I thought it was. Holy, okay.
Okay,
Whoa.
you can hit both of them without hitting your party.
Score. Okay, that right there, that circle. Thank you. Yes. And so I need them to do an intelligence saving throw for me.
Oof. What's the DC?
Thanks for not hitting Ravara. She has an Aztec psychological damage from her parents.
Amaryllis is like, at least she has parents.
15.
Big Wyvern passes. Little guy does not.
Okay. And then half damage for 8, 6. Six, 8. Go, dice, go. Okay, 32 damage on the little guy. And so 16 damage on the big guy.
Okay.
And the little guy, because he failed, his thoughts are muddled for a minute. And During that time, it has to roll a d6 and subtract the number rolled from its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as its constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. It can make an intelligence throw at the end of the turn to try and save. Sorry, not sorry.
Don't be sorry, it's part of D&D.
and then I am going to quicken spell too, because I want to play.
Because I want to play.
So I'll get rid of 2 of those, and I am going to do a 5th level summon an aberration of a beholder eyeball, and tell him that he needs to keep an eye on Uroth to go on over there and fight next to him, because I don't trust you.
I don't have a beholder eye token, but you can just be this creepy thing.
That'll do. Perfect. And we'll end him with... Can I do him next after I summon, or do I have to wait next time? Figured that out.
He shares initiative with Yo.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Initiative immediately after. And then he is going to do an eye ray at the big guy.
Okay.
Will... Okay, your spell attack modifier. +7. Oh, that's only 8 to hit.
That misses!
It's just a little razor going wild.
Wait, was that a nat 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Roll to hit again.
Okay, 15 + 7. 22 to hit that time.
I roll on a d5. So the beholder completely misses your target and hits Thea.
No!
I need you to give me a roll the damage.
Okie dokie.
Because that's what happens when you critical fail ranged attacks, as Krios learned last session.
3.
Magical fun for everyone.
I could see Carrie's face like, don't let it be me again, man. It's like, come on. He's like, please not me. Why is it always me?
Luckily I rolled a 1 on that, so 10 damage. I'm sorry, Thea. This is karma for hitting my boy.
And she loses her invisibility because she failed her concentration check. So she is Visibrew.
Would that nat 1 attack roll have had disadvantage because of the invisibility?
Oh no.
No, because it was a nat 1. There's failure.
All right.
It's worth trying.
So, with that, she just goes, ow! Is that thing friendly?
Just don't wink at it.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, you see. So in a weird way, he could have just called Thea pretty. Alright, back to the top of the initiative. Varvara! Hit things!
Varvara, hitting things. First, Varvara is gonna look over at Ramses, see him on the Wyvern, and be like, nice. And then she's gonna look over at Krios, and she's kind of like getting angry that her friend got hurt, so she's gonna go into rage. And I'm not gonna say it loud because there's people sleeping, but in the power of Horgod! And Varvara and her cat start growing in size. And now Varvara is sitting on her panther, and she's going to make some attacks.
She dwarf.
Okay. Giant dwarf.
All I want to do
okay.
is see you turn into a giant woman. A giant woman.
Okay, so I can still do reckless attack
Yeah.
right now. Perfect. And my runic focus is still there, so I get advantage. Okay, so let's see. I got a d20 on a hit, and I'm going to hit let's see. What do I want to hit? let's let's do the big one first, because I'm sure I hit that. And let's roll. Hold on, what is this? Perfect. So I get a 13 plus, because I'm in rage mode, it's a 16.
On the big guy?
On the big guy, yes.
You got a 13 total plus your plus 9?
Hold on, wait. On the damage.
Oh, the damage. Okay, 16. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a nat 20 on the hit.
You got a nat 20? Okay, so that doubles to 32 damage.
Yeah. So 30. Hold on.
16,
no, wait.
16 times 2 is 32.
I had 60. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so that's your first attack.
That's my first attack, and then now I'm going to go ahead with my second attack. Attack the small little guy right beside me. Let's see what I get on that one.
You need to tell me when you roll nat 20s, because that's a crit. You do double damage.
Perfect. I have 16 to hit.
Mm-hmm. On the little guy? Yeah, that hits.
Perfect. I did the smart way. Okay, and then we have a 10 plus 3, so 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay.
Okay, I believe I'm out of actions, so...
Alright, Big Mama Wyvern's turn. And she's gonna... I'm gonna roll for this, actually. She doesn't have her big dragon head, but she's going to... her head right above Krios, open, and just... acid. I would need a dex saving throw if you don't hear... Krios, get down! As you get shoved to the side, and Uroth stands in the way. That's a nat 1 on his dex save. Oh wait, he gets advantage. He's a barbarian. That is a 9. Still fails.
He also get inspired?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 17. He passes.
I'm watching.
Okay, he passes. He passes. With the bardic inspiration, he passes. And that is going to be... that's going to be 8d8. I'm sorry, 10d8 passive damage. Oof. That is... okay, so thankfully, because he saved, he takes half of 52. 26 acid damage.
Goodness gracious.
Krios would have been...
I've been in trouble.
And he takes that, and then he just turns and looks at the thing, and he's just... you don't fight anyone but me. As acid is sizzling his flesh. And he just says, I protect my lady's friends.
Krios' heart is going to sink into his stomach. But he's still going to try to muster to say to Uroth, you are an honorable man. It's an honor to fight alongside you.
He's just gonna look at you and just go, get up and blast this thing. And that is not its full action. Now that it's done, its action, it can do its bonus action, which is going to be to look at Cyrillus as its eyes glow yellow. You seem to be the target of many affections. I wonder what they would do if you were stone silent. And her eyes are going to flash yellow. And I need a con saving throw.
A what?
Constitution saving throw. At its petrifying gaze.
Oh, cute. Thanks.
The gays do that.
Oh.
Listen, we can only say that because there's so many of us in this call.
That's a
Do I need
dirty
to clarify
20.
that I'm queer?
Thank
if I
Oh, dirty 20. You did pass. So you guys see as Cyrilla starts to turn to stone for a second, but then she shakes free of it. And the creature's eyes return to their normal orange color.
Can she respond?
Sure.
Cool. Can I just throw in vicious mockery just like as a treat for flavor? Just,
Sure. That will use your vicious mockery on your next turn. We'll just take it out of your next turn.
Sure. She just goes, I hope one day that somebody sees you as attractive.
That's a 16 on the saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay. How much damage?
Oh, please.
Hold, please.
Oh, please.
Bards.
That'll be 7.
7?
Yeah.
Well, you're the one who get it under 100 hit points. That petrification would have been bad, though.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that petrification that you saw happen, Amaryllis, looks familiar.
Not okay.
And you see it almost happen to your sister.
This is not okay.
It doesn't look as powerful as the curse that bound your son and his wife, but it's the same variety. A weaker version. Clearly she gained this power from something. This creature has been given powers by a much more powerful being than herself. And you might have an idea as to who. All right. That's her turn. Krios, you're up.
Let's get it. All right. So I'm gonna use 2 sorcery points yet again for a quicken spell.
Okay.
And Krios is gonna start off with casting Mirror Image, and he's gonna like clap his hands together, like, and then the 3 illusionary versions of himself appear at like a triangle around him, and then he's going to let out a command to the big dragon.
Okay. Casting
Maybe
the spell
hop
command.
up. Casting the spell command. Perhaps hopped up on adrenaline, and he's gonna say to the dragon, bow, and he's gonna try to get the dragon to drop, or grovel rather.
Okay.
That's a 16 wisdom save.
It's natural 20.
God damn. Can I use the inspiration die to re-roll an enemy?
Unfortunately, no. But if you had silvery barbs.
Yes. Damn. Okay. But since the quicken spell was a bonus action, or the quickened mirror image was a bonus action, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then command was one action. Is that the end of the spell turns, or is it?
Yeah, so you cast one spell as an action, which is command, and then your
Right.
bonus action, quicken spell, mirror image, which is also an action. So that's your 2.
Bet.
Wait, is it
Okay.
mirror image concentration?
No.
Okay. Let's make it sure.
Let me reread just to double check, but I don't think it is. Yeah, no concentration.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep. No problem.
Uroth would have been lethargic if so.
Yeah. We don't want that. And I'll end Krios' turn there.
Okay. Who's next? Ramses!
All right. First thing I would like to do, I'm we're coming out swinging. First thing I'm going to do is channel divinity, vow of enmity, with my bonus action, and I will. Well, first I suppose I will command the wyvern to fly us adjacent to its mother.
That sounds so messed up when you say it that way.
Listen, man, you put us here. I'm using the tools you've given me. And then I will vow of enmity. So for the next minute, I have advantage on all attack rolls against the matron.
Yep.
So I think as the wyvern flies closer, Ramses calls out in Draconic to it, and I think just what does he say? I gotta think. I never think of something cool once initiative has been rolled.
It's always after the fact, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
In Draconic, he'll call out to it. You have made this place your home, and now it shall be your tomb. And I will make my first attack against it.
Listen, also, there are times when I'm writing my book where I just put Kylan says badass one-liner in parentheses, because I'm like, I can't think of anything right now, but I'll come back to it.
That is a 26 to hit on the first one.
Oh, yeah, I think that hits a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Cheers.
That is D8 plus... And I also have improve or like divine smite shit. So I also do a D8 radiant damage as well.
Are you doing that's with your improved smite? Would you like to add a?
Just regular? No, regular on the first hit. I want to see how this goes first. I want to see if I crit on the second one. That's 7. Do you need the radiant separate?
No.
Okay. 13 plus 5, 18 points of piercing and radiant damage magic on the first one. Second attack.
Mm-hmm.
Not as good. Not nearly as good. That is a 17 on the second one.
That misses.
I will use my DM inspiration to reroll again.
Okay.
There we go. 23.
That hits.
Okay.
You guys know its AC is somewhere in the vein of 17 and 23.
I thought earlier. Earlier I thought like a 16 hit, but I think that was
a 16 hit the smaller ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I got
because Varvara has done like 15 and 16 hit the little ones, and then on the big wyvern she's been like 25.
Okay. So I will. Let's go big or go home. I will use a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay.
To do a divine smite.
Okay.
I have not played a paladin in a long time, so give me a moment.
At 3rd level, that'll be 5. That'll be 5.
If you don't, I need to do it myself.
Okay.
I will never remember.
Just remember. I'll say one thing: your improved smite does stack onto this.
Okay, so there's going to be plus an additional 8 total D8 radiant damage. I've got a couple extra D8s here. Thank God. Okay. Ooh. Oh my God, that's 3 8s and a 7. So 24, 31 plus one more. 37 plus the regular weapon damage. Another 8. Oh my God. So 37, 45, 50 total points of damage.
Okay.
As rides up, calls out to the dragon, throws the spear, calls it back to the hand, and I think there's a brief moment where the young wyvern kind of like bucks and tries to get out, and almost loses that throw, but kind of like yanks a spine on the back of the neck to like go show this creature who is in command, and then focuses and remembers one of his teachers from when he was just a pupil of the order, teaching him like a weak spot at the joint of the wing in wyverns, and then targets that, and the spear glows as he throws it, and there's just a little small explosion of light, and he calls the spear back to his hand.
So as the spear touches that, it comes back to your hand. You guys all see Ramsey's eyes go bloodshot for a second. and the eye on the spear turns red. And Ramsey's in your head, you just hear...
Visibly goes. But that is the extent of my turn.
Okay. Next it is the Little Wyverns. And then it is... Cyrillus. There's so many mirror images of Krios.
I was looking at that.
I didn't notice they all got added to the map.
So first this guy is going to run up and... So, correct me, mirror image just gives them disadvantage for each one. Disadvantage and makes your AC higher, correct?
So each time, if they go to attack me, I have to roll a certain number to make it hit the illusion as opposed to hitting me.
Okay. So he's going to try to attack you twice. First one would be an actual 20, so...
I rolled an 11, so it will hit an illusionary image of me.
So the bite just... And one of the illusions, let's say this guy. And then he's going to tail strike, try to hit you again. That is a 19 to hit.
I got a 16 on the illusionary roll, so that will also kill another image.
Okay, 2 of the images are done. This guy is going to just try to bite Barbara some more. I don't think an 8 hits.
Lovely.
And then the sting... Oh, natural 20 on the stinger.
How dare you. Actually, I have a Dimension Breastplate as well, so you can't really use a crit on me.
Yeah, but it still hits.
Doesn't matter.
17... So, 17 piercing and 10 acid.
1 second, let me just double check something over here.
When you're raging with your subclass, you are resistant to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing. You are not resistant to acid. So, piercing damage, you'll take 8. And then acid, you'll take the full 10.
Okay.
So you'll take 18
So
total
18.
damage.
Okay.
And now for the other guy...
And acid is not the same as poison, right? It's
No, it
different
is
type of
not.
Damage.
It's different damage. So the other guy's going to try to buck Ramses off. And I'm having the DC set to 18 on this, so he's not rolling great. Nope, that's a nat 1. He fails miserably. And he's going to attack his mother.
Obey.
Hits, actually. This
is my new mount.
8 damage. And that one misses. Okay. Cyrillus. Uroth is not looking the best right now. And the rest of your party mostly probably looks okay after that. But also, you have other bardy things you can do.
I have other bardy things I can do. Part of me, I am unsure of how close I am to anything.
You're right
but
next to me.
I have a wicked acrobatics check. My dexterity check in general is insane. I would like to get up somewhere high and then cast Phoenix Flames.
Okay. Your movement is 30
feet, correct? In the general direction of the eggs. She would like to set the eggs on fire.
That might be... Okay, you can't get somewhere high, but... You can get closer to them.
She would like to be able to cast this spell that sets the eggs on fire, and then particularly if Uroth is in between her and the eggs, that would be ideal.
Well, in order to do that, you would just have to move back a little. So
okay.
You do a little whoop and flip back behind Uroth, and then cast Phoenix Flames. They Phoenix. What is the radius on Phoenix Flames? I believe I told you.
Oh, you sent it to me. What a great question.
Should have written it down.
20 feet radius.
Okay, so that means you're trying to hit all the eggs specifically.
Yeah.
And I know it's just a point you can see, so
Yeah.
20-foot radius. You can hit all of them.
That's
Okay,
fine.
roll damage.
Okay, hold please.
Oh. And the cool thing about this spell is after she does the damage, she can pick one ally to heal for half as much damage as she did.
All right.
Homebrew
Let's take a look at
spells.
this, shall we? All right. 37.
All of the eggs burst. And the mother, as her legendary action, enraged by this, points directly at you and does her last dragon breath weapon. Which, let's get the cone. From here. Oh, that's gonna hit. Krios, roll your thing to see if it hits your mirror image.
Yes. Let me also pull up. I need to roll higher than 11.
So that's going to hit Uroth, Cyrillus, Thea, and Krios.
I did not
That's
roll
gonna
higher
suck a
than
lot.
11.
Huh? So everyone give me dex saves, which means I'll roll for them. Thea passes, and because she's a rogue with evasion, she takes no damage. Uroth did not pass.
I rolled a nat 1, but I'm gonna use the inspiration.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
You have like 4 hit points.
I rolled a 10. Nothing matters.
Just out of curiosity, how much HP do you have, Krios?
After the heal, I'm looking at 41.
41. Okay, you're probably fine then.
I sure hope so.
26.
So you pass, you'll take half damage. So you will take half damage. Krios and Krios, what did you get again?
A 10.
You fail. Krios and Uroth will take full damage, and Thea will take none. Okay, that's a lot of ones, so... Yeah, it's 33 fire damage, half to 16 for Cyrillus.
Rios is gonna fail the save on concentration for haste.
Okay. And I want to point out that that was a decision.
How much damage was it again?
33.
Got it. Thank you.
So, as this happens, Uroth falls down to his knees, lethargic. Uroth has now lost his action for this round.
No.
And Cyrillus, is that your turn?
Oh, please.
Doesn't Cyrillus get to heal somebody?
With half of the damage she did with the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who are you healing with that?
Oh, Uroth, obviously.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll add that. So he basically took half damage on the fire attack then. Essentially.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because you healed for half of almost
That
the same
feels-
damage that the
feels
dragon.
correct.
Yeah, because you basically did the same damage that the Wyvern did with her dragon breath. And you see the spirit of the green dragon fade from her. And Amaryllis, you feel his presence gone. As if he's given up on her with the eggs broken. And with that, it's now Uroth's turn. Uroth lost his turn. And before we get into Thea's turn, at the end of Uroth's failed turn, the Wyvern is going to use its last legendary action to look at Krios and do a petrification glare. And Krios, as you see these eyes coming up at you, you hear your patron's voice. Use your gift, boy. trade with your target. And you get a homebrew spell called Infernal Swap, which once it's a 2nd level spell, and basically you swap locations with one target. You can use this as a reaction or a bonus action on your turn, or reaction. I'll have you take notes on it later. I'll send it to you. And yeah, so it's basically, because of your patron, you can choose to swap places with a creature as a reaction. And you're about to get petrified. And Uroth is right there. What do you do as your reaction, or do you do anything?
An impossible choice. I didn't even made the save for the petrification thing. What's the save for that?
Well, if the petrification hits you, you'll get to make the save.
Okay.
Your reaction can be before it hits you. You have a chance to use your... But it is a DC 18 con.
Okay. So it hasn't... So it's already rolled to hit me, because I have one mirror image left.
You do. But it's looking at you. The petrification works a little differently than like a roll to hit kind of thing.
Okay. Gotcha.
What do you do?
Krios is not going to use the gift.
Okay.
He's not going to use the gift.
Roll me the saving throw.
And what save is it again?
Constitution.
Constitution. That's a nat 1, but with an 8 with a +7, so...
You feel the petrification hit you as your arms start to turn to stone. You have 3 rounds of combat before you are fully petrified. And you can be saved with a restoration spell.
Noted.
Greater or lesser or both?
Both. This is not a powerful petrification, but once it's complete, once it's complete, the restoration won't work. It has to be done before he turns to stone. Amaryllis is not happy, I can tell.
Krios will look at the dragon and say, "Turn me to stone, yes, but we'll turn you to mush like your eggs." And Draconic, of course.
That is her last legendary action. And it is now... let's see, do this. It is now Thea's turn. And she's just gonna go... I don't like this. I'm just gonna... great. And she's gonna... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. She's just gonna throw her dagger. And she's gonna hit. She's throwing at the one at Varvara right now. She's trying to kill the little ones first. So she's gonna hit. She's gonna use her sneak attack. And that is gonna be... Click the button. Oh, that wyvern's very dead. So you see a psionic blade and split the wyvern's head in half, Varvara, as it falls down. And then she's gonna use a bonus action to throw a second one. Krios, what's your AC?
Stop. Oh my god. All right,
I'll be fair. I'll roll the d6 to see who she hits with her nat 1.
So I still have a mirror image, so this is... I have to roll for...
You know what? We'll roll for that first.
Oh my gosh. Tradition now.
Oh man, that's a nat 20 for that.
Okay, so you see
hit my
that...
last mirror
You
image.
know what? I was going to roll a d6 to see who she accidentally hits, but just for fun, you just see your... hitting the exact same spot, and Krios, you now realize you threw the last one.
I'm going to look back slowly because I'm turning to stone at Thea and just go, "It was you?"
She just goes, "Oh, sorry, it was an accident."
Sorry?
It was an accident! Again! And...
Just shakes his head and turns to the worm.
It's so funny that you're getting this like accidental hit while your own thing is going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it was an accident.
is she's gonna... Oh, she already bonus action, so she can't disengage. So, oh yeah, that's her turn. And now we have Amaryllis. You're watching as your closest friend and advisor is being turned to stone.
Between the petrification and the weird ties to Green Boy, yeah, he's gonna cast a level 6 antagonize at the big dragon.
Okay.
So give me a wisdom saving throw. DC 15.
That fails.
Fails? Hell yeah. And you hear this whisper, it says, an eye for an eye. And not two. Hold on. 44. Oh, come here, thing. $22 damage. And since you failed, you must immediately use your reaction to make it a melee attack against another creature. So ideally that solo wyvern flying about.
How far away is it from her? Let's see if she can even reach it.
Hopefully you don't have to hit.
Hold on. She can reach. Good.
Cool.
I'm just gonna remove him because she crit him.
Oh.
Or her. Because they're all ladies. All wyverns are female. And all drakes are male. He says she's very dead. The only one left alive is the one Ramses is riding, who has taken no damage.
He's just a good little boy.
And then after that...
That's my daughter.
And then I'm going to quicken spell, because I'm not finished with you. And use a level 4 Dissonant Whispers. So make another wisdom saving throw. DC 15.
That's a 19 on the die.
Okay, well, then you'll take half damage. But you hear, like, he's humming the lullaby his wife would sing to dragons to try to calm them when she was studying them. I don't know if she'll recognize it, but that's what you're hearing. And... Huge slot. Half of that, so 15 damage.
15 damage.
And you already used your reaction, so nothing else there.
Yeah. So, is that your turn?
Oh, and then I got the beholder.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just going to cast Ray again. Hopefully it's not another nat one. Oh, 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Oh my god, you rolled above a 9 to hit?
I know! 1d.
This is the first on the Cold Wulfrun channel from Cindy Salem. Rolling high on a 2-hit die instead of just a damage die? Wow.
For real. Mm. 13 damage.
Okay. And that's the beholder thing's turn. Varvara!
Great. Okay. So, let's go ahead and do a restless attack. Oh, once again, sorry, reckless. And we're going to attack, obviously, the big Betty. I have a 27 to hit.
27 to hit? That hits.
Of course. And I'm gonna roll the damage. So we have a 17.
How do you want to do this?
Okay, so... Oh, let me... So Varvara is going to pick up her hammer and go and slam onto the wyvern, and it will just sploosh its head all the way into the ground, and you'll hear like this like crack and like.
So you guys watch as Varvara just smashes her hammer in and she goes, "For Orgoth!" And the hammer dents in the skull of the wyvern and it pushes in and destroys it. And as its head bursts, and you see the draconic blood from this thing, you see two different types of blood. And the draconic blood all being stripped away and flowing into Ramsay's spear.
Whoa.
And you guys win!
We did it.
And
That wyvern is just like our pet now?
Our.
And as you guys take stock of your victory, everything gets eerily calm and quiet. Cindy's going to notice the music that's playing and you're like, oh no.
How dare you? Amaryllis is running straight over to Krios. I imagine you're still turning to stone.
Yeah, so before we do what I'm about to do, does anyone have a restoration spell?
I do. I have lesser restoration.
'Kay.
Cyrillus immediately casts it. Like,
Lob.
So the stone falls off your hands, and from behind you, Amaryllis, you just hear, well, it seems you avoided that fate for a friend. You turn and you see a dragonborn, a green dragonborn, stroking the head of the wyvern with a scar over his left eye.
How dare you?
He just looks up at you. His eyes turn yellow, and I need everyone to give me a wisdom save.
I would have, for clarity, I would have flown back down and gotten off of the wyvern. So I don't know how many of the group would get my +3.
We'll say everybody just for this.
Yay!
See if anyone passes this.
Sitting on an 18.
Okay, who got what?
22.
Okay, Kurios, 18.
Mm-hmm.
Ramses?
21.
It was a wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 1. I got a 10.
Varvara, what did you get?
22.
So you and Amaryllis are the only ones that pass, as everyone else is frozen in place. The DC was 22. And he holds his hand up to you, and he just looks at you both, and just goes, surprising, as he looks at Varvara and just looks at Amaryllis as his wings flow out of his back. He says, you made a grave mistake here, Amaryllis. I guess it's revenge. You've slain my children and my mate.
As you deserve.
He turns to Cyrillus. He goes, and how can I hurt you? And he points his finger at her as a beam of light goes from it as she's moved in place. And the third person who passed the save jumps in the way as Ulrich
No, how
takes
dare
it
you! You are
in
the
the
worst!
chest, and he's instantly petrified. In the same manner as your son. And as he's being petrified, he just looks at Cyrillus. His back is turned to the creature. He's like putting his arms around Cyrillus, and he just looks down at her and says, all for you, my lady, as his face solidifies. And you hear a wing beat as you all are able to move as he turns into his true draconic form. He says, know this. Silvaran will be the last to burn. I'll take everyone else and save you for last, leaving you the only mortal left in the world before I crush you. And then he flies away.
City freaking out.
And Krios, in your head, you hear, good. Though not directly your fault, your task is done. You'll get your reward soon, child.
Krios just like drops to his knees, and his chest is heavy right now.
And,
He's not reveling in victory.
And Cyrillus, as you look up at Ural's face, he's smiling, knowing he protected you. But he is still alive.
Fine. Yeah.
There's just now like a 700-pound stone statue you guys have to get back.
I love that he looked at Bavara and was like, oh, okay.
he was like, I'm surprising.
I'm as surprised as you are.
Barbara, we're just gonna Barbara in shock, just like, what happened?
It was the vodka coffee from this morning.
It was. Oh, God.
That thing's right.
So good.
And we're gonna keep playing Amaryllis' theme.
God, you're the worst.
As Amaryllis' theme plays.
He's gonna like slowly walk over to Cyril and just, I mean, he's looking at Uroth. Just, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Like, Cyrillus is keeping it together. But is like clearly like past the point where tears are going to be a thing. She just feels kind of hollow inside. But she like takes her brother's hand and she looks up at him and she goes, he knew.
He did. I caused you this trouble.
No. A bunch of dragons caused us this trouble.
Cole, I may be making a leap in the world, so let me know if I am. But Ramses will kind of step forward, kind of put a hand on the stone of Uroth and feel it. Say, in the past, my order has dealt with similar effects, basilisks and the like. I can write to them, see what supplies we have on hand. It may take quite some time, but I'm not sure how easily overcome this power will be, but it might be somewhere to start.
Thea's gonna walk up and look at him, and she's just gonna go, I think this might be beyond what basilisks and wyverns can do. That was a very big dragon. And for reference, I didn't describe his size. When his wings did unfurl, he blotted out the sun. But it wasn't... That was an ancient green dragon. Green flame dragon, specifically. And... Uroth's stone statue is smiling. And you see what else got solidified. There's a single tear solidified in the stone.
Oh, yeah.
Just get out of here.
As he's smiling, because he did his duty.
Ow.
He kept his lady and the woman he loved alive.
Ow.
And
Ow.
with that, everyone can level up.
Jeez.
As the portal reopens.
Say, Amaryllis would tell Ramses, he'd be like, I'm willing to try. Even if Thea said it wouldn't work, he's like, I'm willing to try.
And Cyrillus will also look at Ramses and say thank you. As like they start walking towards the portal. If your order needs any financial support, the family will back it. Because why be a noble family with all this fucking money if we can't fucking spend it?
Don't tell Amaryllis.
We won't.
Thank you, my lady. Cole, this wyvern, did it stick around? Did my wyvern
Yeah. It has nowhere to go.
I will, because every adventurer has some rope. I will fashion a halter and a lead, And if I am able to bring this thing back through the portal,
Can we put Uroth on the Uroth statue?
I don't
on
know
the
if
Wyvern?
this is a young wyvern. I don't know
Oh, it's a
if
baby.
yeah, wyvern Oroth might be too heavy. So
there's a reason Ramses being small for a half orc was good for his career path.
as the portal opens, standing in the portalway is Grigor, and with a huge gash on his arm and 2 of his horns missing. Come on! And then he notices, he goes, oh shit. Because they won. Because when you guys killed the Wyvern Matron, every Wyvern on that battlefield that was still enthralled to her dropped dead. So Ramses, your Wyvern, and Alt is the only one left of its siblings. Out of thousands.
As Ramses is like, he's very gently like leading out the rope, wrapping it around the neck. Like he's very practiced at the way to tie it. He's like being very gentle with the wyvern and is like murmuring to it in Draconic. And Krios probably picks up on some of it. It's like the way you would talk to a scared child.
Oh, my heart.
As Grigor walks in, he sees Uroth and he just... Lady Varvara, would you mind aiding me carrying him through?
Of course. Grigor, what happened to your horns?
Well, a wyvern tore them off. And you can see they're actively bleeding still.
Oh.
And he's like, I was heading to the infirmary and they told me your portal was going to be open soon, so I waited. That's... On second thought, maybe I and he looks like he's about to pass out as Randolph Berkeley talks to you. He goes, allow me, my friend. And he helps Varvara lift Uroth. And as you guys carry him through, Krios, as the Uroth statue passes you, you feel a wave of guilt, but also just... Not that you did this, but that you couldn't stop it.
Yeah, Trios at this point would have gotten up from his knees, and he would have mainly said it to himself, but I think folks that are close enough around him probably would have heard it. But he would have said a pseudo prayer to Godfrey, just saying, "I pray Godfrey witnessed your deeds, Wulfrun. In truth, I was not honorable enough a man to fight alongside you."
Oh.
And he's just gonna watch Varvara and Randolph carry the petrified man.
And you hear Tyrax. That's the brilliant thing about this boy. He's both dead and alive. His soul is trapped there. No afterlife for him unless you smash the statue. Or cure him. My child, you've done maliciously well. And you will be rewarded. As the way a favorite child should be. And I have your next target. And you see an image of the Emperor of Herakos. You have a longer timeline on this one. Take your time, for it will be difficult.
Krios doesn't have it in him to be sassy to Tyrax at this point. He is hit with a lot of emotions. There's a lot of grief, there's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of shame, and he won't say anything to Tyrax. He will just nod his head.
Yes. And since you were such a good child, there's an alternate option. And you see an image appear of... This is gonna suck. Varvara.
Immediately, Krios goes back to the hells with you. And he walks towards the portal.
It's your choice, child. Throw a nation into chaos, or kill an unwanted princess.
Oh.
Krios is livid hearing that. Like, actually livid. What was a shell of a man 5 minutes ago is so amped. Just amped. And he will say to Tyrax, hold your fucking tongue.
Good. I've missed that fire in you, my child. You have as much time as you need to slay the Emperor. Give my best to Radamix, for he achieved his target as well.
Fuck Radamix. And Krios continues towards the portal.
And we'll find out who Radamix killed next session. As you all walk through the portal, Amaryllis probably racked with so much guilt right now. Krios too. And we'll start next session with Cyrillus getting some time with Uroth's statue alone.
Ow.
Ramses has a new pet wyvern.
Yeah. What's the name gonna be?
She'll tell me when she's ready.
I have a little flavor, sir, that's gonna make you even angrier, Cyrillus.
Awesome.
Ananda perches on Uroth's shoulder and constantly tries her revivification magic.
Oh!
And you can tell she is so upset. And she's just under her breath. Why isn't this working? This always works. Come back. You were the nicest one.
Cyrillus just kind of walks up. And she goes, come on, girl. This would normally work if it wasn't done by a dragon. Come on.
And Varvara found out there's a hit on her. Well, Varvara didn't find that out, but Val knows.
Krios find out. I know.
Varvara didn't know shit. And Varvara will also get some moments with Varvara and Grigor. And the next, if you have an NPC join you on the next mission, it will be Grigor. Because Uroth is in no condition to fight.
You better keep your hands off Grigor. He will not.
I'm only going to kill one of your boyfriends. For now.
I'm simply not allowed to care about a single man I'm not related to, I guess.
No. But here's the thing. Uroth can be saved.
It's
The
true.
same way Amaryllis' son can be saved. So now, Cyrillus has extra motivation to help with this coalition.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, everybody, the party's going to level up to level 12. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Realms of Alovar, the Gleaming Wildfire. I've been Cole Wulfrun, your Dungeon Master, Game Master, World Builder. These are our beautiful players. Next week, Pyrea will be back, and possibly even a guest player in the form of Something Savage. If he's not in the next session, he'll be in the one after that. But, or maybe he'll be, I can introduce his fighter character as Uroth's stand-in.
So rude.
So with that, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want more TTRPG content.